Hello, everybody. My name's Isaiah, and today we're going to be analysing Lon Armstrong being confronted by Chris Hansen. Obviously, on the holiest of holy days, the crucifixion of Lon Armstrong. And I haven't seen it for a while, but it's always great to come back to it and see Lon, see how upset he got, and it makes you feel better about yourself, of course. But there's always something about the Holy Grail that nearly not much really offers the same kind of experience in TCAP. The Holy Lornography, sorry, not the Holy Lornography, the Holy Grail, it seems to always offer something new each time you watch it. Either like something in the environment you notice, like a new expression Lorne makes, an expression Chris makes, something Kayla does. I always find something new in it each time I watch it. I've watched it a fair few times, not as many as most people, but I've watched it like over like a couple dozen times. Always something new with it. And look at his face. He's so happy. He is so happy right now. Look at that.
This is getting hot. How come?
Because press the red button.
That's always up to debate there. She told him to press the red button to turn off the heat. Lorne obviously, well, he is up to the times. He has the internet. He has a mobile phone and things. It's not like he's stuck in the Stone Age. He knows what modern technology can do, but obviously not in regards to furniture and massage chairs. So he was probably thinking that this massage chair, it's working, and it's gonna fucking blow up under me or something, because it's getting hot. So he's probably worrying about that or something. He wants to get laid before he fucking gets blown to smithereens. This bastard. And then a subscriber who I'm going to thank, because I don't like taking credit for things I didn't think of, but Timothy Collins, just last night, he left a comment saying it's up for debate whether Lorne actually turned off the massaging component too, because she's told him to press the red button to turn the heat off. Did he leave the massager on? And if he did, that meant for the whole interrogation by Chris Hansen, Lorne is sitting there getting his ass massaged. Oh my god. Can you imagine that? It'd be the most uncomfortable massage to ever get. You're getting grilled, potentially going to be exposed to the sex offender that you are. And you're getting your asshole massaged. That's actually what was happening though. Like, Chris was fucking raping his asshole. Alright, keep going.
It's like Peter too.
You gonna have a seat too?
He's so happy. Look at that smile. And, Kayla doesn't want to get too close to him. They've already got the leg rest up, so it's hard for Lorne to get up and pounce on her. And look, Lorne was talking so big. He was talking like he had all the confidence in the world. What did he say to her? Can't remember the times exactly, but he's like, are you going to be naked in 20 seconds, 1 minute, or 5 minutes? I'm going to have you naked. Obviously, he's trying to get to that, but it's taken him more time than he thought. He's not as confident as what he was online. And even when talking on the phone, of course, talking on the phone and in person is harder, but for him, it's considerably harder. You can see how nervous he is now. And yeah, as I said in the phone calls, when he brings up, I think he talks about his penis at one point, and he says, "Oh, you didn't expect me to say that? Oh, did it make you anxious? Oh, I was anxious." Like, he says it so many times in the chat log, yet in person, he has to have a full, he has to explain the context behind asking that question. It's just fucking unreal. Lorne is just. I know Andrew always said at one point that he thinks Lorne was a virgin at this point, and I can possibly agree with that to some extent.
Yeah, I like to sit on the edge of chairs.
Do you? Hi, sir. How are you?
Who likes to sit on the edge of chairs only? At that point, he's just like, "What the fuck?" Look at his face. Like, it goes from just being so happy to just what the fuck.
I like to sit on the edge of chairs.
Do you?
No, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then look at his face. He looks like a little cryptid gecko. Some shit there.
Hey, sir.
How are you?
All right, how are you doing?
What's happening?
Not too much.
Not too much. You a Boston fan?
Yeah, actually, I don't even watch baseball.
It's just a hat he got from the clearance bin at like Walmart. No, but what did Lorne think was going on here? Guy walks in in the house. First thought's going to be it's Dr. Moore, Dr. Hanson, Dr. Moore, father of Kayla. Now, what circumstances arose that allowed Dr. Moore to be here on this night is probably the main thing that's going through Lorne's mind. And there are two possibilities, I think, that are plausible, and that is, one, he discovered the archives, the chat logs, everything that Kayla may not have deleted, or he walked in on her and saw the chat, saw everything, and he said to Kayla, look, I'm going to keep talking to him, you get away from this computer, and I'm going to make sure he comes and gets arrested. And then the alternative is that, you know, the parents came back home or something and she couldn't contact Lorne and Lorne's walked in. But that wouldn't really fly because you'd think Kayla would run outside and say, Lorne, drive away quickly and come back inside. So I think the first one's more plausible, that Dr. Moore's found the chat logs, reasserted his control over Kayla and said, yeah, great. Bring him in, reel him in. We're catching a fish here. It's just easy catfishing him.
But it's a Boston cab.
It's a Boston cab, yeah.
So what are you up to tonight?
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot?
No.
And look, he's shaking his head. He's like, please blame me. No, I'm not doing anything, man. You're actually doing a fair bit. Let's be honest. If you're going over to the house of a woman, we'll just say, we'll talk adult here, okay? If you're a guy meeting a girl of age, going to her house to pick her up, bring her back to your house, you're doing a lot. Let's just say that. A lot of people argue, and I do to some extent, that the meaning of life is like reproduction, producing offspring and continuing your line of genes. Scientifically, that's probably the meaning of life. Now, in regards to that, like, Lorne's doing a lot, man. Like, he's about to potentially produce offspring. We know he's bought those things to not get her pregnant, but environmentally and evolutionary, he's potentially going to have a night where he's going to produce offspring and continue his genetic lineage. So it's a big night. He's doing a fucking lot.
Well, I'll tell you, for the last several days, you've been up to a lot. You're pretty prolific.
Oh, I love this guy. Chris Hansen is so good. I love the way he just pulls out that paper and just flicks it like that. It's so comical. And look at Lorne there. He's even got a little smile on his face there too. Look at him.
I'll tell you, for the last several days, you've been up to a lot.
That is one big... Is that like a clip he's got on it at the top?
Well, I'll tell you, for the last...
That's a clip. That's one fucking strong clip. That's hundreds of pages.
Several days.
Look at that. That is a strong clip. I don't know about you guys, but like I've got a few of those clips that. This is why I'm bringing this up, because I had to clip some pages together, like a few dozen, and my clip was pretty big, and it still struggled to hold them all. This is one big fucking clip. That clip is working hard tonight.
Up to a lot. You're a pretty prolific chatter there.
And look, Lorne's just taking deep breaths, and look at Chris. Look at Chris there. He's going in for the kill.
Want to explain yourself?
Not really. I never really was going to do anything.
You weren't.
And so Lorne's pausing there. He's trying to think of what to say. Now, people say Lorne's an honest guy, and I think he's lying there, obviously. He had plans to see her. He wanted a kiss from her, and that was sexual, in my opinion. this is when he's trying to start to convince himself and create that lie that he wasn't going to do anything. Because I do believe now he thinks that he wasn't going to do anything. He thinks like, I was nervous that night. If you've watched that new confession tapes on Netflix, it is unfucking believable. It's amazing. It goes into how people's minds can be manipulated by interrogators, and there are cases where, like, a guy will come in, his wife's been murdered, he was at home that night, and she was murdered at a bar, and then they say, oh, but you were a bit drunk, you might have blacked out, and he's like, shit, maybe I did. Yeah, we might have seen you there that night, there was a hair found. Oh, shit. When was the hair there? Oh, it was there, it could have been a week ago, but it might have been last night, maybe you were there. And slowly, like, the guy gets manipulated, and then he's like, yeah, I must have killed her. Like, I was the only one there. The mind is so gelatin-like. It can be moved and manipulated. And Lorne's thinking now, I'm not going to do anything. And he could be quickly thinking now that, yeah, well, I was nervous. I asked for the kiss. She said no. Pretty much said no. And, maybe I didn't feel like doing anything now. So he's had that switch. His overall intention was to do something, but he's had that quick switch, I think. And he's maybe trying to justify to himself within milliseconds that he wasn't going to do it. So maybe he is telling the truth, kind of. Not as a whole, no, he's not. But in his mind, he may think he is.
We're really going to do anything.
No.
Oh, yeah.
So you brought condoms. What else did you bring?
I brought her a bracelet.
A bracelet.
Oh, beautiful.
And her...
This is something I've always wondered too. That bracelet would have to exist somewhere. Would it? Do they destroy evidence over time, or do they like sell it off? I'm pretty sure they do like auctions. Did some unlucky bastard buy this accidentally and give it to someone, like their daughter maybe? Because it's like a Walmart bracelet, so you could probably just chuck it out, get rid of it. You're not going to make any money off it auctioning it, like a police auction or whatever. But imagine if someone got their hands on that. And, I reckon Lorne did some fucked up shit to that, like, wrapped it around his cock or something. Nah, you don't know. But, like, I would not want a bracelet that Lorne had. It would really upset me.
And she is how old?
She's supposed to be 13.
Supposed to be 13.
Supposed to be 13.
And how old are you?
When he says that, he's got a bit of aggression behind him. Like, oh, she's supposed to be 13. Like, this was supposed to be what happened. I've been lied to. That kind of mentality. He's upset that everything's not going to plan. I don't think he really still understands what a sting is. He doesn't get that you can lie on the internet. It's a weird thing Lorne has. Even... like, it's unreal.
37.
37. You have kids?
Today.
Oh, I did hear that. This is something I just picked up on now, actually. If you listen to after he says 37, and then Chris says you have kids, Lorne says today, really quietly, if you have a listen.
And how old are you?
37.
Right
37.
Now.
You have kids?
Today.
No.
Right there, he said it. So again, victimizing himself. It's his birthday today. It was meant to be a great day. I always have great birthdays. And look, it's been ruined by Chris. And, the thing about this is, every birthday for Lorne for the rest of his life is kind of fucking ruined. You're going to get up and remember, not only is every day, okay, let me rephrase that. Every day after this is ruined for Lorne. But it's specifically his birthday is amplified in how it's ruined, because he's going to remember that, fuck, that was the day I got catfished by, a couple, let's be honest, like retards running perverted justice. Nah, they're pretty smart, let's be honest. Like, they put in a bit of work, but, like, honestly, like, how hard would it be to catfish some of these predators, honestly? For half of them, they want it to be real. And because they want it to be real, they believe it more easily, I think. I don't think the perverted justice job is hard. It's very time-consuming and tiring. And that's where difficulties would lie, I think. But in terms of acting like a kid, bro, Kayla just said K half the time. And she even nearly fucked it up a couple times. Didn't even know if there was a garage or something. And that's not the decoy's fault. They don't know what house they're going to have. So they're not going to know the layout of it.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Did he say, oh yeah, unfortunately, yeah. So unfortunately, he doesn't have any kids. That could be a fortunate thing as well. Not just because Lorne's a sex offender, but also just how would he raise his kids? I mean, he's a pig. He's abusive. We're talking about a guy here that's going to have to sit down with their kid and, go over homework, help them learn to read in their earlier stages of life, support them through high school, support them through college. Can you imagine this guy doing that? He can't even look after himself. He can't even put on a nice shirt and pants. And to be honest, I think he would honestly have good intentions with the kid. He'd care for them. But I feel like he would have that spike of abusiveness. And he's a drunk as well. So I honestly think Lorne would not be fit for children. And then there's the other side. He's a sex offender. He's obsessed with nieces. He's got a nephew. He has got a nephew. At least one nephew. Doesn't mention the nephew, does he? Only the nieces. So you just pray to God that God would give him a boy. Just someone, because he hates guys. He's a homophobe. So I'm a fucking homophobe. What's he say? Oh no, he says he hates homophobes or something. He gets confused between homosexual and homophobe at one point in one chat.
Nieces, though.
Nieces.
Yeah, think the world of.
Yeah, you talk about your nieces in the chat here. And you talk about how you like to spoil the nieces and how you would like to spoil this 13-year-old girl like you spoil your nieces.
Yeah.
Is this the way you spoil young women?
No.
Yeah.
What's your name?
So, that was set up very well by Chris. This is one of the better interviews by Chris. And I wonder why Lorne feels so compelled to sit there and take it. He's just, a lot of predators sit there and they want to go. A lot of them try and run out straight away. But Lorne really is just, I don't like using the word, but he's just a beta. He just really just takes it all, doesn't he? He fucking takes the whole load. And back with the nieces too, I wonder what they're doing. Do you think they know about this? They know about this, but do they know the extent of it? Do they know that there are calls where he's been made to look like a real idiot? You've been catfished so many times. I wonder if anyone's been catfished this many times, actually. Because we're talking Paula did to some extent catfish him because she cheated on him. Maybe not the definition, but you've got Amanda James, you've got Ember, you've got Michelle Simpson. You've got at least 5 women that we know of who have tricked Lorne over the internet. And, Paula and Amanda, yeah, probably 5, could be more. Jeez, you'd have to look back on yourself and think you're a freaking idiot, wouldn't you? I've always wondered, you can't really see what that painting is. And there's one at the back there. I'd be really interested. I would really like, this is really sad, but time travel. I would love to time travel and go to different places, the pyramids, see how they were built. Go back to, I don't know what year it was, but when Jesus was walking around apparently healing people, I would love to go back and see what he was doing then. I'd love to go back to Machu Picchu, see how they built that. But you know what else I would love to see? I'd love to go here and watch this and just look around the house. What's around the corner there? Back there, what's in there? How'd they set up the crew? And I'd also love to go to Lorne's house and look around. Just because I'm just so interested in this whole Lornography thing. It's a weird obsession we have, guys. It's a weird obsession. And it's very niche. But then it's not at the same time. This is 250,000 views. A lot of people re-watched it, but Teacup is a popular show. Don't feel like you're a freak for liking Teacup. It is huge. Some of those guys who make videos on this, like Mr. GG, they get thousands of views. Thousands of views. And something else I noticed, this is off topic, but how long is this interview? About 15 minutes.
This is what I was afraid of.
What were you afraid of?
Stupid move.
And when he says, stupid move, stupid move, this is pretty much the first side of Lorne that when I watched this Holy Grail, I'd never seen before. I was like, Jesus, you could really hear the fear in him. He knows he made a mistake. And I honestly attribute this all to Durango Mango. Not saying it's her fault. Of course, it's not her fault that he is here. But I feel like because he scammed Durango Mango, he fled to Nashville, had his car, probably spent some of that money he had on the internet, and then met Kayla. Durango Mango, if you're listening, Lorne got what was coming to him. I said it before in a live stream. If he didn't scam Durango Mango, he may not be here. Let's just admit that. He may not be here. Time's an interesting thing. Little deviations can offset your future quite largely, unless you believe in fate and destiny. I've done a video on destiny before, but if there's no such thing as fate and destiny, I truly believe if Lorne was a good person, finished Durango Mango's job, didn't steal her money and run, he may not be here. You know, he may have felt better about himself and stayed in Maine. He may have gone to Nashville, but, you know, had a bit more respect for himself and stayed in a better place and may have bought himself a bed before the internet. Any little thing could have changed time. So, Durango, I feel like you have kind of caused this, which is great. And he got what he deserved. He got karma in the end. I feel like Durango should pat herself on the back and feel, you know, she found peace. And to be honest, besides, like, if someone scams you and they die, like, that's pretty big karma that happened. This is probably just as bad, if not, well, it's not just as bad as dying, but some would say they'd rather die than be mocked predator online, like Lorne. But you got a pretty bad thing coming to him here. He was sexual offender on the list, jail for 5 years, mocked for the rest of his life. He definitely got a lot of karma for that.
You're afraid of?
Just because she was a nice girl. And
she was a nice girl. You still haven't told me.
You can see there, he looks to the left. Now, I've watched some people talk about lying online. When you look to the left, apparently you're lying. So there's a part of your brain, oh geez, I can't remember if this is 100% correct, so don't hold me to it, but if you look to the left and up, apparently you're using this part of your brain where you're imagining and creating new content. If you look to the right, you're actually trying to recall. So let's see what side Lorne looks to.
This is what I was afraid of.
It's coming up to this.
What were you afraid of?
See, he was looking right then. Whoops.
Just because she was a nice girl. And
she was a nice girl. You still haven't told me your name, though.
Oh, screwed that up. Sorry, let's go back again. So he looks to the right when he recalls it was a stupid move.
What were you afraid of?
Just because she was a nice girl.
He's looking left there.
She was a nice girl.
Because he's lying. He's not afraid of her being a nice girl and upsetting her. He's afraid of getting caught and going to jail. Fucking liar. Fucking how sad he is.
Still haven't told me your name, though.
It's Lorne.
Lorne. L-O-R-N-E. Lorne.
Lorne what?
Armstrong.
Where do you live, Lorne?
In Nashville now.
Nashville. What do you do in Nashville?
Actually, I work at a construction company.
And what do you build?
I just started last week. Building a gym for a church.
A gym for a church. Is that a good job?
Gym for a church. I've never really thought about this before, but that's fucking weird. So I'm Greek Orthodox, a bit different, but you know, it's all the same fucking thing in the end. Like, I've never seen a gym in any of the churches I've been to, and I've gone to like Catholic churches too as part of school. No gyms there. I've gone to just your basic Christian church too. No gyms. Maybe it's an Australia thing, but like, why would there need to be a gym in a church? Just go to a normal gym. Just go to an external gym. I actually probably wouldn't want to train at a church because, like, I'd be going fucking cunt. Like when you're training, you're getting sore. And you're like, oh, sorry, God, fuck, sorry, man. Like, so yeah, and you listen to like obscene music. Because let's be honest, by all standards of the Bible, like, we're all going to hell. Like, because you can't use God's name in vain. How many times I've said, oh my fucking God, I'm going to hell. So, maybe I would train in the gym at the church because I'm probably, by all standards, going to hell anyway. In Greek Orthodox, you go to fucking hell, I think, if you do yoga. It's stupid. But no, I still, like, adhere to try and do whatever to make my parents happy, family happy.
Yeah.
Now, besides all this chat here, and we'll go through that in a minute, you also sent a whole bunch of pictures.
Holy shit, that's a lot of pictures. Oh, you can see it there. You can actually see it. I didn't think you could see this when you lift it up. So that's Lorne's, that's that standard photo where he's doing that little smirk and looking to the side. Well, I've never noticed. See, that you always find something new. You can even see it on the lower screen here. And Lorne, look at it. Lorne's disgusted in himself there. Can you see?
Why would you think?
You can see something on the lower screen there.
I think that's appropriate.
It's not.
It's not.
I think that might be the arse shot. I swear I've paused here before and I couldn't see anything. Right there.
It's not.
Ah, man, this stupid computer, bro. He turns it upside down. He can't bear to see it, Lord. I can't bear to see it. I love how he turns it upside down. It's like when you... It's like... I don't know what it's like, but it's like something.
It's not. It's
not.
Turn it over. I just love when he turns this over.
It's not.
Don't look at it. Like, it's just so hard for him to look at. And that's why he'll never ever read the chat log. He can't bear to look at it. It causes pain to him. Sends direct impulses to the amygdala chambers. I can tell it does.
Oh, your pictures, right? Is that all you do in your spare time?
No.
Yes, he's lying. He's lying. So, let's define spare time. Well, he goes karaoke, but one could argue that's not his spare time. He's going out to get signed. So it's actually kind of like a chore, a job for him. I would say spare time would be, normally spare time like outside work. But, if you have to go do shopping, then that's not spare time. If you have to go get a gift for someone, it's not really spare time. You're using your spare time to do something that's a job. So I feel like Lorne going to karaoke, he treated it more like going to work, kind of, did he? That's up for debate. You can always call me out. Call me out in comments if I get stuff wrong. Like, I love when you do that. But yeah, I kind of felt like he needed to go to the club and the bars or whatever to get noticed. It was kind of like the job application, kind of like every night he's redoing that job application, hoping someone sees it. His spare time when he was at home for that month, most of it he would be online. So yeah, you could say in his spare time he chats online quite prolifically. You could see all hours of the day. I mean, yeah.
You ever get in trouble like this before?
I've never done this before.
You've never done it before?
Oh.
Have you ever met anybody in person who you first met online in a chat room?
No.
This is the first time. So
Yeah.
what made you?
See, look, he looks around there kind of like dazzled and befounded. He's kind of like rolling his eyes, kind of like, yeah. Kind of believe him here, I'll be honest. Like,
Buddy in person who you first met online?
Eyes here.
No.
This is the first time. So what made you?
I kind of believe him. You can see it in his facial expressions that he does. This is his first time. I think it is. I think it's the first time. His tactics, I don't think, would work on a real girl. Some predators would, but I feel like Lorne was just. It was just too much. No girl would adhere to that strict time and, that control. I don't think they would. If so, she would have some kind of deficiency of some sort.
All of a sudden, for the first time, get online, chat up a 13-year-old girl, and drive up from Nashville.
And Chris always says that, first time. That's what I hear every time. And, a lot of these guys, I think, are cafeteria predators, just, it's in them. Maybe not, that's not the right word. Opportunistic, that's the word. The opportunity arose and they did it. Maybe before the opportunity hadn't arisen, but it's still just as bad. If it's the first time, fifth time, it's still bad. Fifth time, obviously, the guy's, fucking pig. Probably more of a pig, I would say, but it's still bad. Okay, but Chris always says that, and it's possible that most of the guys, it is their first time. I think we actually only have Molester Beck and a couple others who had done it before, so he hears a lot, but I think it is true most of the time.
For sex. Lauren. You send her naked photos.
Yes.
You have an explicit conversation.
Yes.
And you bring condoms.
Yes. What's it add up to?
What does that add up to?
I know.
He can't handle it. He's needed this ass whooping. We've been trying to give it to him. And you kind of forget, like, I've watched this so many times, and I kind of forget the ass whooping that he gets from Chris. He gets it harder than most predators. He gets everything put in front of him and thrown right in his face and shoved down his throat. And Lorne, he plays victim too hard. He needs to stand up, man up, and take it on the chin if he wants to grow. And he didn't take his advice, which he will talk about soon, and he didn't take Chris's advice either. He didn't grow. He's still getting catfished. Maybe if he took this advice, took it on board and tried to work with it, maybe he'd be in a different place right now, not being trolled now online. Because, pornography was on the down. But for some reason, this retard gave the Holy Grail to Emma. And then next thing you know, there are about 20, 30 calls. So he just hasn't learned. I'm going to stop it here and we'll redo it next time. See you next time, guys.